Yo, fam, welcome back to Chris Reviews Books, where we take a deep dive into the classics, but with a modern twist. Today, we're getting into that boujee 1920s world of the Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. If you haven't read this yet, where have you been? It's basically an episode of Real Housewives, but make it Roaring Twenties. All right, so let's set the scene. We're in the glitzy world of New York during the Jazz Age. I'm talking big parties, flapper dresses, fast cars, and that Prohibition era sneaky drinking. Now, imagine Instagram was a thing back then. Everyone would be flexing on the gram 24/7. And our main guy, Dick Gatsby. Think of him as that dude on your feed always posting pics of his flashy cars, his mansion, and those lavish parties every weekend. But who is he really? Let's get into it. So our story is told by this dude named Nick Carraway. He's low-key, the opposite of Gatsby, and it's kind of new town. He's renting this little house in West Egg, right next door to Gatsby's mega mansion. And on the other side of the bay, East Egg, where all the old money peeps live, including Nick's cousin, Daisy, and her man, Tom Buchanan. Tom's basically that toxic gym bro, mad rich, mad arrogant, and always acting sus. Not long after Nick moves in, he gets an invite to one of Gatsby's legendary parties. And let me tell you, these parties are lit. We're talking champagne towers, orchestras, people dancing till dawn. But the weird thing, nobody really knows who Gatsby is or what his deal is. There are all these wild rumors. Maybe he's a spy, maybe he's a killer. But for real, Gatsby's got mad game. Every time he's around, he's always asking about Daisy. Then it all starts to click. Nick finds out that Gatsby and Daisy had a thing back in the day.
Yep.
Gatsby's still mad, hung up on her. And everything he's done is to get her attention. His parties, just hope she'd wander in one night. That mansion, a flex to show her he's made it big. Man's literally throwing money around, trying to drown out his heartbreak. It's like seeing someone constantly posting throwback pics with their ex, hoping they'd slide back into their DMs. Now, Nick, being the solid dude he is, arranges a little reunion between Gatsby and Daisy at his place. And the tension could cut it with a knife. But they hit it off, reigniting their old flame. It's all kinds of messy because, hello, Daisy's still married to Tom, but she's clearly got feelings for Gatsby too. Drama. Things get real when Tom finds out, he's big mad and confronts Gatsby. They have this intense, showdown at a hotel in the city. And here's where it gets wild. Daisy, all shook, ends up driving Gatsby's car and accidentally hits and kills Myrtle, who's Tom's side chick. It's a whole mess. But instead of owning up, they dash away. But the car is traced back to Gatsby and things go downhill fast. The climax? Myrtle's husband, thinking Gatsby was the driver and killer, shoots him dead in his own pool. And just like that, the great Jay Gatsby's life, with all its flash and dazzle, comes to a tragic end. By the end of the summer, everything's fallen apart. Gatsby's gone, Tom and Daisy bounce, leaving all their problems behind. And Nick, well, he's totally disillusioned with this whole East Coast elite world. He heads back to the Midwest, but not before penning down this whole wild story. So, what's the tea? The Great Gatsby is more than just a tale of a doomed love triangle. It's about the American dream, fam. The idea that anyone can rise up, get rich, and live large. But it's also a cautionary tale. Fitzgerald's showing us the hollowness of all that glitz and glam. You can have all the followers in the world, all the likes, all the clout. But at the end of the day, what does it all mean if you're not true to yourself? That's it for today's review. Y'all, if you're feeling this episode, drop a comment, share it with your crew, and remember, stay lit.